not too often that I actually get to make a decent and somewhat serious video, and this actually comes from my own experience just a few days ago. It was the 15th, so today's the 19th, so it'd be the Monday, just right before the snowstorm, I do believe. Now, before we do get this started, I do want to mention that I do understand that the moment you pick up an electronic device like a cell phone or a computer, depending on how light the computer is, but the moment you graze the internet, and this goes for everything from social media to operating systems. They will collect data on you. Um, study your behaviors, and most of that is in order to sell stuff to you. Now, the other night, it would have been Monday night, just before the snowstorm. I think would be February 15th. I do have the clips saved. I will play them for you in a minute. I was making fun of Isaac for buying a $430 blanket, as anyone would, because that is hilariously overpriced for a weighted blanket that was probably made for $17 in a Chinese factory. But anyways, I was making fun of him, and he talked kind of about the specs, and for context, my phone was sitting on the other side of the room charging, and that comes important later. It doesn't make sense now, but it becomes a lot more important to this story later. Basically, we talked about the blanket, and we kind of poked fun at it and whatever. I had my phone off. It was on charge. Whatever. It was on the other side of the room. I sound like a crazy person right now, but it will all make sense as I develop this story. Anyways, we get off. The only thing we had talked about the blanket, that it was $430. It was weighted, and he has 100 nights for it. So for the next few days, I actually saw on my social media, on Instagram specifically. I didn't go on Twitter very much because I do like to pertain my will to live. Although on Instagram, I do try my best to try and, care about people's political opinions on there. But ultimately, I do fail. Anyways, I was getting these just absolutely hammered with these ads for this brand called Hush Blankets. Now, I don't have a problem with Hush Blankets at all. I also got some ads for, I think it was Endy Blankets, but I don't have a problem with these companies other than the fact that they make hilariously overpriced blankets that will probably hurt your wallet more than they can benefit your sleep, but that's just my opinion. I actually do have a problem with how this kind of came to be. I do have some recorded ads and screenshots of the ads that I was getting, and they have continued up until the time of recording. So I eventually did get in contact with Isaac, and I said, "Hey, like, what brand was your blanket?" And he goes, "Oh, it was this Hush blanket." And at that point, it kind of opened my eyes. And when it comes to advertising on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, I definitely don't see it as a coincidence. In my PC kind of heyday looking for parts and stuff, naturally I'd get ads on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, because that's what I was searching up. However, I had my phone off and it was in the other room, and we only ever discussed it online through like Xbox Live Chat and whatever. And I never picked up my phone afterwards and search this up to see if it was actually kind of. Now I'll play you the 2 to 3 clips that I have that has us talking about it. Now this isn't the whole conversation. I'm not going to include the whole conversation, but it's really just the important part. I'll try to give you as much context as possible surrounding it, so that there's no kind of tampering of this. Now I don't think I'll ever make anything out of this, to be honest. I'm just too young to make a case like this, and too inexperienced in software development and app development and algorithms and such, that this could just be a complete coincidence or whatever. But then again, I don't really believe in coincidences when it comes to this sort of thing. There has been. It's important to acknowledge, I think, that Instagram isn't the only guilty party in this. Is pretty much every kind of app development or tech company is extremely guilty of this. Facebook, obviously, they do own Instagram, but Microsoft's guilty of it too. YouTube, Google, whatever, they're all guilty of it, because you know what? At the end of the day, they want to sell you something. And some of you might be thinking, well, that doesn't really matter. It's personalizing ads for me, and you know what? Maybe I can get a good deal on something. That's all fun and games, I think, until you realize that if they're listening to you in order to kind of get the gist of what you are interested in to buy, what else are they listening in on, right? What kind of information are they collecting? Now, naturally, in terms of service, every, you know, social media platform or whatever, or OS, they do include disclaimers that they will be collecting data, but you know what? The word data within that, I mean, I can just go to Instagram's terms of service right now, and I can probably pull it up. I mean, here we have it here. We have a long list of stuff. So the summary is, well, to provide with Facebook products, we must process information about you. The types of information we collect depend on how you use our products. You can learn how to access and delete, blah, 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 right? So here's the information that they collect. This is Facebook's Instagram. So this is pretty up to date. This isn't a PDF or anything. So obviously networks, that's not really surprising. Most of this stuff isn't really surprising, but until we get to about here, and I think this really applies to this situation here. Things others do and information they provide about you. Now, this is a lot of gray area. The things with terms and services, and the reason that nobody really reads them, one is because they don't really care, and two is because this is so generalized. And I mean, we also receive and analyze content. Well, content, it casts a wide net. Communications and information, they are, you know what? No company is ever going to be concrete with where they get their information from. Device information, so device attributes, there's other stuff as well, device signals, whatever. Like, that really doesn't surprise me. But when we get down to here, there's information from partners. Now, I don't know what Facebook is coerced with. It kind of says it here, Facebook Business Tools. But, I mean, it's not really that surprising that, Facebook will be in cohorts with Google, whatever research, whatever, because I've seen it myself. But the only thing I'm really concerned about right here that doesn't really say anything about this that I've seen so far is anything about access to microphone, or having it on intermittently when your device is actually off and the app is closed. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, you just look at this data policy right here, and it's huge. And essentially, yeah, like, at the end of the day, companies will try to cast a wide as net as possible in order to collect as much information. And when you try and fight that or whatever, and try and prove, oh, this is wrong, well, at the end of the day, you consented to it, but it was very general. That's why they cast a wide net for this. They will never tell you exactly where they collect their information, apart from the obvious stuff like networks and connections and search history and stuff like that. But I think at the end of the day, it's really important to understand that.
I deserve a new blanket, though.
Yeah, but not a $400 one.
Yes, I do.
Bro, we sell premium comforters at No Frills. Okay?
Do you know?
Oh yeah. I could just imagine what it looks like.
Yes,
like
it's yellow
name.
and has a banana on it.
No nib.
It has a
Blanket.
It
just has foot. It just has blanket.
It just says blanket.
The most ominous letters
in black.
ever.
Yeah, in black it says blanket with a period at the end. It's just blanket. It's all yellow.
No, someone patented blanket, so it's like sleeping device. Sleeping cover. Sleeping cover.
My stomach hurts. You never know. I got 100 nights with that blanket to return it. Okay, that means that even if I like it, but I like regret spending the money, I can keep it for 99 nights and be like, all right, give me my money back. Oh, let's go back to my old blanket.
Yours or not.
How?
You know what just sunk in for me?
What?
Your blanket is 2/3 of the price of an RTX 3060 Ti. You are an idiot. It's over 2/3 of the price. Dude, what? It's like 2/3 of the price of a 3070.
Yeah, my pillow is 230.
Bruh. Like your sleeping setup is gonna be worth more than your PC setup.
Sleeping. Yo, guys, check out my
check out. I got that
YouTube video on
pillow.
it. Yo, DunceCapsHD next video. Guys, what's up? This I'm here with my new bed, my $230 pillow, my $400
budget sleeping guide. Budget sleeping guide.
And then half the video is just like
snoozing on a budget, dude.
I set up like this camera and watches me sleep.
Oh my god. Sleep review, it's like a time lapse of you sleeping. Now, at the end of the day, everyone, it's pretty much a very touchy kind of subject to get involved in. There's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know about. I've done various research into this kind of thing, not necessarily with corporations and companies and tech companies and stuff like that. It's actually more so the government kind of, installing a backdoor into companies and cellular devices and stuff like that, for tracking purposes and to retain security and stuff like that. This kind of stuff I wish was talked about in the school system when I don't know how much things have changed, but when we had the internet safety talk back in grade 5 and 6, it was basically video games will make you a domestic terrorist. And this kind of stuff, I mean, it's pretty hard to get yourself educated into this. There's a lot of gray area when it comes to this kind of stuff, because you have government surveillance, and then you got corporations collecting data for advertisements and trying to sell you stuff. But then it kind of gets to a worrying level, like, what else are they collecting from me? What kind of conversations how many, your mind starts to wander, and this is how people get kind of freaked out. And I hope this video wasn't to freak anybody out. This is kind of a a normal kind of thing that people don't really realize what's going on. With they kind of do try and kind of tuck it into the back of their of the door. Anyways, if you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. If you like these videos, if you like this mic, I'm not endorsed or anything, but I'll leave a link in the description below. I really enjoyed using it, and I really put off making a video with this, so I had a lot of fun doing this. So yeah, uh, any experiences that you've had with this kind of thing? I know I've heard of plenty of people's experiences, and I kind of put them off. I didn't discount them, I didn't discredit them, but I basically put it in as I'll believe it when I see it, and I have seen it now. So yeah, basically, if you've had any kind of experience with this, be sure to comment below. But for now, see you till next time.